going on with it, man? You already know. Citizens Union forming. We're doing as much as we can in the background to try to get as much information as we can about validating a lot of the stuff that's going on right now. And what I really want to kind of cover today mostly is we haven't been aggressive enough. We haven't been aggressive enough. We've been duped. You know what I'm saying? We had Jeezy going around with the Recession album, and it was a time in history when everybody was you know what I'm saying, messing with Obama, and everybody was behind him as if you thought Martin Luther King had came back from the dead, or Malcolm X had returned, or almost people could even go as far as the return of the Christ. As if you start looking at the energy that he exerted and the power that was magnifying from him being in such a position that had never been imagined before. And we're getting developments all the time about why that happened and what was behind it. And I'm pretty sure you guys heard of the when Donald Trump was questioning, like, man, what's going on with Obama? This guy doesn't have a Social Security card and all this, whatever. And a lot of people, they laughed it off. But just think about it. We're not aggressively pursuing the answers to questions that are basically revealed to us right in front of our eyes. If this man, with his intelligence, I don't think it is far from him or far from us to even say that this man wouldn't be intelligent to the fact that he would be able to, he would at least be able to make a rational decision. So, given the fact that Donald Trump is saying this stuff, there has to be some kind of something going on around this. And we haven't got any confirmation, but we've heard the stories, but we like to get the verifications first, verified sources, before we stand on something solid like that. But the indicating signs from the respected elite, from the questions and the things they bring up to present their case against him, leads credence to the fact that these things may exist in some form or fashion in another way. And with that being said, our people are being misled. I wouldn't be surprised if he's assassinated to cover this kind of story up. We're also getting information that in Syria we actually armed, that we actually was assisting ISIS in Syria because it was probably in our best interest, because they, whatever reason, we're not even want to get, we don't want to guess at that right now, because that's far from what we're trying to accomplish right now. But I believe I mentioned this lady before, and I couldn't get her name. It was Karen Hudds, who worked for the World Bank, and who's uncovered a lot of information and pointed things in the right direction. And what we're under right now is we're in a position to be able to capitalize off the power that the people got, but we're not moving fast enough. We're not taking an aggressive stance. We're not attacking the media, right back at the media. And I understand that alternative media does what they do, but we the people, we who have been in this oppression, we who have been the short end of the stick of all of this, needs to have some kind of we need to have some kind of unification and single purposeness of mind, so that we can attack the media, and I do mean particularly the media, head on, because they are the main ones behind the propaganda that allows it to exist. They are owned or ran with corporate interests that own them, that do not print what we would consider truth news, disclosing news, unbiased news. And if that cannot happen at all, then there's no way that the press should have any position at all. It should be illegal for the press to be in bed with the government and not protect the interests of the people. And I believe Kennedy was killed on such circumstances, acknowledging and knowing that, flooding the United States with United States notes instead of Federal Reserve notes. And people never do the history, but if you look back into what Abraham Lincoln did, he had did the same thing. But these things are not talking about, but economists and strategists, they know these things going on. The Ron Pauls and the Rand Pauls and these people that are so-called articulate and intellectuals, they know what the heck is going on, but they don't care about the interests of the people. What they want to do first is leverage any good that they can do for a greater position to catapult them in a position of power to go where? Based on what? On nothingness? We already know that half of our high institutions, financial, educational, religious, have been compromised and decouped a long time ago. There's been a shadow government going on a long time ago. A lot of this stuff has been established, but our understanding of what has been established has not been gathered. And every time you come around to try to question that kind of understanding or try to get an understanding, are you a U.S. citizen? Are you a patriot? And all of this stuff that makes it seem as if you're a terrorist, or this is what we're going to stand on as the Citizens Union. And we cannot get the respect we deserve. If the government cannot disclose, if we cannot get an accountability being held on behalf of the government, then we, the people, just similar to what Texas Governor Rick Perry thought about years ago when Obama was running about seceding from the Union of the United States of America due to the fact that the contract that they entered into with the United States allowed them an option to secede later. We will reassert ourselves in our sovereign capacity if we cannot find middle ground for the Citizens Union. So we're not going to vote because it won't be necessary to vote, because we'll reassert ourselves in our sovereignty and we'll establish ourselves on the lands in which we possess by number of man, woman, and child. So this here is not really particularly informative kind of conversation today. This is really just a broad kind of letting the light shine on what we're trying to get accomplished and what we see as things that are on the path as hurdles and things that we're going to have to get through eventually. So y'all already know it's S.O.M.1 TV Media, man. We're tuning in outside. We definitely going to do what we need to do. 2016, no vote. Citizens Union.